Well, getting people together to address the issues of climate change in the urban setting, different stakeholders from the local government to the national government need to be involved. Citizens need to be involved, civil society needs to be involved, private sector needs to be involved. They tend not to be very well integrated or talking to each other very much. So a lot of time has to be spent in getting them together. Once that's done, though, then things can move quite quickly.
Urban governance challenge in Indonesia is quite big enough because a lot of organizations work for one issue, is about the climate issues. It's not easy to coordinate things and mainstreaming about the climate change adaptations. But the key challenge is if every level of governments, national, local, and province could share together their problems and work together, they can take the challenge.
What is the most challenge is how to explain and to convince the decision makers what is the urban resilience. This is really a big challenge because as far as it is my concern, for 2 years that we haven't seen any feedback or the positive feedback and response from the key persons in the government. It seems that they don't care and perhaps don't know anything about resilience. Only the working group in the government and some departments that they could follow this idea much better than the decision makers.
In Cần we have two big challenges. This is the current regulation, current law is not adapt to the resilient plan. Yeah, sometimes it is not adapt. And the second is we don't have enough budgets. Yeah, because Cần Thơ is a very new city and we are not very rich, so we don't have enough budget for a big plan to resilient the climate change for local. Yeah.
I think one of the main governance challenges that you have is the level and quality of decentralization in a particular country. So in some countries, there's still a very centralized governance system, which means city governments have very little control over budget, over raising revenues, over local policy. They have to defer all decisions to the national level. Whereas in other countries, you find that mayors and city governments have actually quite a lot of power. They have the power to raise revenue, they can set tax levels, they can implement policies and initiatives that they feel are necessary for their particular area. So it's not necessarily a challenge, but a difference that we see between different countries is this level of decentralization, and that really has a big impact on what city governments can do in terms of responding to climate change or building resilience in their city.